Wolfgang isn't going anywhere. And oh my God, that's the dirtiest river you could have possibly put out there.
The very first last person full has to pick up. So right now, if he folded, he would have to.
Slick Rick here with a pretty dusty defend, but it is hijack versus cutoff, so he is going to go ahead and see it flop out of position and whiffs about as hard as he can. Does have 3 to a straight, but no diamond in hand.
Did you check it?
I thought you might raise me on the flop too, but
Yeah, it makes raising call.
I forget if I had a club or not.
Seinfeld with a 2/3 pot continue. Both players going to have some pocket 10s. Slick Rick certainly going to have more of the pocket 5s, pocket 4s of the world. I think he's just got plenty of other hands that he can get frisky with. Doesn't need to take such a zero equity bluff as this with no backdoor flush opportunities, but Slick Rick disagrees, perhaps has a read of weakness on Seinfeld or something, and he is going to get after it here. Perhaps just also feeling frisky regardless of other extenuating circumstances. Makes it 1,500 to go, and Seinfeld here with the overpair, now faced with a decision.
Maybe feeling a little frisky with those new Choctaw dollars he just acquired.
Seinfeld here with a couple of options. If he makes the call, pot will go up to 4,000, leaving about 3/4 pot size bet there for Slick Rick, and he could just sort of call, play in position, hope that Slick Rick blasts it all in on the turn. Making the call with pretty much any reasonable turn card, but he's just going to ship it all in, which is the other option. And back over to Slick Rick here. He's going to posture a little bit before he invariably lets the queen high go.
A little bit of a grin from him there. There it is again. Little whoopsie.
Sorry. I just have queen high.
He said, I have queen high.
Just give me 30 more seconds.
Yeah, so I mean, he does beat some bluffs, right? I mean, 6-7, 7-8, you know, things like this. He doesn't interact with those, so Seinfeld can have all of those still. But this is taking your cape out, ironing it, just getting it all straightened out, strapping that bad boy on, and just jumping out the window. Slick Rick, though, he came to play. He is legitimately thinking about making this hero call with queen high.
If he does make some sick, silly call here, we've got to get a sweat. You know, the poker gods, can you give us a 9 on the turn? Something.
Good fold. Good fold.
Seinfeld's telling him good fold. Good dynamic going here. Let's hope this continues.
Yeah,
Doesn't have a diamond.
There are definitely some times where you can get away with some pretty loose calls, but I just don't feel like this dynamic really lends itself to it. And it's on the flop, remember, right? Like, let's say you're up against 6-7 suited. Maybe let's call it 6-7 of spades even. There's no diamonds, no heart, whatever. Like, you are not really that big of a favorite, because your opponent can hit a pair, right? They got 8 clean outs to make their straight. They got another 6 outs for the pair. My God, he's going to make the call. And he is way, way, way behind, 9% to win this hand. They're going to run it twice.
Oh, hell.
Dead already on the first run out is Slick Rick, and he is going to need a miracle here on the second board, and he's done again.
Yeah.
Seinfeld rolls over the queens, and everyone perhaps in a little bit of shock about that play. But yeah, one thing that you can say about Slick Rick for sure is that he He came to play, and he is not afraid to put the chips across the line. $50 straddle on. JD opens it up to 125, and Harvey with a playable hand next to act. He's going to 3-bet.
There's usually always at least one that you wish you could get back.
Forcing Brian to fold his 7 deuce there. I don't,
Until those two
Even
spots.
Danny over here wishing he could get it, but I don't think.
Harvey, how much do you have? Like 5K?
It's not even.
Yeah, 5.5.
It's more built in ICMs, but you know, it's nowhere else in the tournament would I fold. So like pay jump start big, and I.
just a call here from
You know,
JD.
if I'm only chopping, I can fold and still have over 3 million. If I call, chop
Crazy how
90%.
results can make you go back and
Well, I'm not.
recreate
Yeah,
this line.
I'm not trying to be results oriented.
Ace Queen high here, pretty strong for JD
Correct line just
on this board.
Yeah. I just wish I thought about it a little bit more. I pretty much snap called. I just like should have tapped through the spot a little bit because there was a big jam. It was like pot and a half, 2x5.
Lucky 7 here on the turn for Harvey.
back and forth between, like, if I take too long, maybe I talk myself out of what my instinct told me. So
I was just very tunnel vision that he had like an ace-7 suited type of hand and that we were just chopping every time. I was upset because
Harvey
like I thought I
picking up
had
some
hit
showdown
trap
value.
to
He's
win
going to check this
the big
back.
pot. Like, no, I'm like overall.
Ooh,
It's
and
like
it's
an
an
ace.
ace.
Yeah.
I was just like, it was bittersweet because like with 13 left, I had chip lead by 2. I was like, oh crap. I just like, you know, you start getting in that with saying that. Oh,
JD takes the lead here on the river, betting 5 1/4 after making top pair. Go with the 6s on board, playing the queen kicker.
The closer you get, the more it hurts.
Harvey here, deliberating.
But I'm actually very happy with that. I thought I played really well.
This is a spot where all 3 options are on the table.
So then I didn't really do it.
And he is going to turn his 7 into a bluff.
if you can only control those even better.
Yeah. God, I would have 12 million with 13 left or 12 left.
Yeah, JD here trying to get one through with the block bet and is facing now the all-in jam. 4,600 to call into a pot that's 7,200 in there, so
I would have just opened every hand almost.
yeah, pretty chunky bet here.
Yeah.
There's another reason why JD always likes to have his opponents covered.
Yeah.
Don't see him letting this go, but we'll see what he decides to do here. Yeah, these are guys that have spent, you know, hours playing against each other. Again, just like Seinfeld's image
I'm
earlier,
gonna punt tonight. I'm letting off steam.
Harvey's image is definitely, you know, not nearly as wild. Not known to make this crazy of plays. He's made some big bluffs on stream, but very sharp player, and it's really putting JD in a spot here.
And let's remember that this is an ace on the river and JD leads for a block size, right? Like
I've been having fun playing.
Harvey can have ace king, he can have ace queen,
It's keeping me sharp.
he can have pocket aces, he can have a 6, pocket 7s, right? Like all of these things are definitely possible
No, I'm definitely very.
given the way that the hand is played out. JD now just trying to find the bluffs. He's like, how do we get here? Bet, flop, check, turn.
Yeah,
And
ace-6 of hearts would have been the
Rip
only
it
one
on
there,
the end.
Brian.
Yeah.
Good call.
That's it.
Good call, JD.
Time to pump it up to 4 1/4.
Rich Mike's been a little card dead for a bit here. I know his wife likes to watch, so hopefully she's chiming in and see her man here with the Pocket Cowboys.
Ooh. Always an ace and a couple of clubs out there as well.
I would have called. I was committed.
I just thought it would be so easy for them to like enlist
I had 7.
Figure it
players in the field.
No, you didn't. Did you really?
That's
That's the way to do it. That is like have the players up on them.
Quick call from Wolfgang of the 350 down bet.
And then you can get like
Picks up a pair of
you
tens
can figure out
on the
who's
turn.
like people are uploading bullshit hands or whatever. Like
Bridge
eventually
Mike,
it'll come
he
out
looks
and
like
they
he's
stop
going to keep his
accepting you
foot
or
on the
whatever.
gas here with the pocket
You get
kings.
an honor system or whatever.
You could call. You could call. Dude, that's
I
what
wouldn't call. I was in
Yeah.
the jammer full. Like,
It's like after the third.
just thinking, I was like,
He's at
Yeah.
1250
I think that's a
into
good
about
No, it's not worth
1700.
the call, obviously. For $450. Yeah.
Applying maximum
To be
pressure
fair,
here.
it is
Wolfgang
a
shouldn't have any
$100
ace
like
king,
that,
so
because
he's sort of
a lot
capped
of
out
guys
at
are
ace
walking
queen
around
ace
and
jack. Certainly
and
ace
they get
10
their
suited.
mid-hand and, you know.
Two
But yeah, you're
versions
definitely
of that
right.
out there,
We get
diamonds
live
and
stream of
hearts,
the show, the audience.
that could exist. And Wolfgang
that's so sick.
isn't going anywhere. And oh my God, that's the
Imagine I call him.
dirtiest river you could have possibly put out there.
This is the cooler we thought we might get. But Bridge Mike's pretty intuitive himself.
3-4 flop. Yeah.
He's got just under pot size left.
Barry Shulman, every time I talk to him, he's trying to sell.
Pot would have been pretty small though, post flop, card player or whatever.
Checks it over to Wolfgang very quickly as well. He's just like, well,
Plus an ace, it's
trip kings is nice and all, but the flush gets there,
they gotta work with like the
and I don't really like
gotta
that.
work with like the streams or something like that.
Oof, just gross.
That's what he looks like without a hat. These people like
You
him.
can see Mike's chest moving up and down.
Never seen him before.
Yeah, nothing really to be done there. King of clubs just seals the fate of Bridge Mike.
No way.
River's a set that gives Wolfgang the flush, and I don't know. I just don't think there's a way out of that one.
Yeah, we made a flush.
Danny, ace queen suited.
Go multi-way. We haven't seen very many multi-way flops tonight. Oh my goodness. Quadzilla. Harvey
Four of us?
says hello.
Okay.
Open ender for
What
Bridge
was that
Mike.
thing you were advertising in your video like a month ago? The very, very beginning.
Oh, bingo bango for Quadzilla right here.
I love Bridge Mike, but can I get a 7 on the turn?
Oh, AG1. I drink
You've
that
got
stuff,
clubs
dude.
out there?
What
Nope,
do they pay
no,
for that? Or they
not a
give you
single
free
club.
AG1?
No clubs.
Just write it down. Slip it down. It's a good amount.
Harvey's
I
going to
wanted
struggle
you
to get
say
much out of this
AG1,
with the
but-
clubs on board. He's hoping that was a good card for his hand, but
They
he's
charge a lot
probably
of
not
money,
going to get
so-
much unless somebody gets out of hand
Like a
here.
green sludge. A green what?
It's like a greens powder. Like a nutrition supplement.
Yeah.
Put in a bottle of
Does
water,
the young
shake it
man
up.
show the quads? He's on knit
How much
button.
they
Yeah, he's
charge,
got to
I hope
show
they're
it.
paying him good money.
He said, "This is just ridiculous."
No, it doesn't count if it
I agree with Danny.
Danny says, "Yeah, it doesn't count. You don't get to get rid of your knit button if you have quads."
I had aces already.
Let's see if we can get some excitement here as we
Absolutely.
down the stretch near the end zone.
Carlos and Bridge Mike, next door neighbors here, both with big hands. And Carlos is going to outflop. No, excuse me. Bridge Mike is going to outflop Carlos here.
2 table, 50K buy-in, winner takes all.
I mean, honestly, like, we don't need to. Yeah, that's.
Bridge Mike didn't come here to fold.
5 couples and like. No,
Wasting no time.
Wasting no time. He says, show up with it, son, or go home.
One meal for like we'll go for like a weekend. So like, everybody's like,
Carlos leads out 325. Mike raises to 925.
He's got 2 overs and a gutter ball.
maybe we'll do like.
Can't hit his ace, though.
And then like, when that happens, like half the river go, half the people won't. You know, like. They just
Interesting card for bluff value.
That's when I
That takes it out though.
all the rooms were
Because Mike is now all in for 1.5 thousand.
Carlos sitting there with 15K. He may just say to hell with it.
Yeah, fun little spot here. See if you want to.
10% of your stack.
On Dole's room. I was up.
Yeah, with 1 card left, you're not real excited about racing 1 out. With two, he probably definitely plays. 1 card left, it's a little bit of a tweener. Got some gamble to it. Let's do it.
Keep phone. I actually have a picture of where like I was taking pictures of the checks. You know, you'd send them from Dole's room.
Here's the gamble.
You know, him and his cowboy hat on the top of the check. It's pretty dope.
Pink.
Wow.
You naughty.
You've got to be kidding me.
Gamble worked. That's how Mike's night has gone.
That is how Mike's night's gone. Like I said, it was 10% of Carlos's stack there. He just said to hell with it. Thought maybe his ace might be good if it hit.